You'll see the countdown thing start.
1, 2.
All right, everybody, Bart with Bicycle Rider YouTube. And I've been getting a lot of questions about mixed surface riding. So mixed surface riding, I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi. We're coming into June, so it's getting really, really warm. So mixed surface is nice. It's a mixture between pavement and gravel roads. We can start pretty early in the morning, and on our gravel roads around here, we have glorious shade everywhere. So it's nice to have a bike that can ride gravel roads, but still is proficient enough and efficient enough to get out there on the pavement and hammer a few miles. Around here, we don't have hundreds and hundreds of miles of just gravel roads. But what we do is we mix up our gravel roads. We've got 5 or 6 miles of gravel, then we'll pop onto a mile or 2 of pavement, then we'll hit 5 or 6 miles of gravel, and we can do big loops that way and actually get 50, 60, 70, 100 miles in of mixed surface. So mixed surface means a gravel bike. Now there's many different levels of gravel bike. Behind me you can see one of the Cannondale Topstones. This one has a lefty fork and a kingpin rear suspension. This bike is definitely made for more chunky gravel. It's almost like a drop bar mountain bike. It's really, really cool. You can do mixed surface on it, but you don't need this level of bike to do mixed surface. Here we've got a Marin carbon fiber headlamps. Fantastic gravel bike. A lot of my race team races this gravel bike, and some of the guys that do mixed surface ride this bike with us too. Both these bikes are fairly expensive. You know, this is a $6,000 bike, and down here we got a little over a $3,000 bike. A lot of people that want to do mixed surface are using this for their secondary bike. They have a really nice road bike already, they have a really nice tri-bike, and they just want to have something that they can do some of what we call this mixed surface training rides. A lot of times you want a bike that's under $2,000. It's hard to find a quality bike that can do mixed surfaces for under that $2,000. We're lucky. This is a Fuji Jari 1.5. What makes this a good mixed surface gravel bike is its frame geometry. It's a lightweight aluminum frame with a carbon fiber fork, and it's got numbers that are in the middle. Like, it's not hugely ranked out and it's not hugely race specific. So you can ride mixed surfaces with this bike very comfortably. It does have the drop seat stays here, and it's got a good rake and trail to it. This bike is really a great mixed surface bike because of the geometry. And if you look under here, they've got a pad. So this pad is actually a shoulder pad. So if you did need to do a little bit of hike a bike or something, you do have a little bit of comfort with this bike. Some of the more racy models, some of the gravel, more specific gravel bikes are getting a lower standover height, but that also means that you're not able to shoulder that bike as well because you have less frame down here. Another really nice component of a mixed surface gravel bike is gearing. So this has a SRAM Apex 11-speed gearing, a 1x gear system. That means you got one gear in the front and you've got multiple gears in the back, and then with the SRAM, of course, you've got a clutch derailleur. So having something like this that you can ride on some rougher terrain without jumping chains and without misshifting is really nice. We do have a lot of guys that get out there on their road bikes, and the road bike, even a Shimano 1.5, doesn't work that great out on the gravel. You know, guys that know what they're doing can make a transmission like that work really good. But the average rider that's just going out there and trying to hammer the roads really is better suited off with a gear system on it that can handle, you know, multiple terrains, like a Shimano GRX or a SRAM Apex double tap system. It makes it really lightweight, it keeps things simple, and gives you a lot of gear ranges. A lot of times with the one bike, you do have only one gear you've got to worry about. Sometimes when you're out there on the gravel roads and you're worried about balance and you're worried about, you know, terrain and maybe deers crossing or something, sometimes you don't want a second derailleur or something else you got to think about. This makes it super simple. I really like this bike. So this is the Fuji Jari 1.5. This video is mainly to, you know, talk about mixed surface riding. When you're out there, it's not always just a pace line. You get a lot of camaraderie. You have a lot of fun when you're out there, but you do get a lot of good fitness. Some of our heavier inclines we have in this area are on the gravel road. So people think just because we're in Biloxi, Mississippi and it's down by the beach, it's flat. As soon as you get north of I-10, it starts climbing, and we surprise people from out of town. And when you get on the gravel roads, you actually get some really good grades. So there's a lot about getting your heart rate up on roads that you're not familiar with, getting off the beaten path and having fun and adventure. So mixed surface is super fun. If you have any questions about mixed surface, hit me up at Biloxi Bicycle Works. That's where I work, Tuesday through Saturday. And on Sundays, we're normally out there doing mixed surface. So come ride bikes with us. Another one thing I want to touch about on this bike real quick is the disc brakes. This is a cable operated disc brake, and this one is made by TRP. So that's one of my favorite cable operated disc brakes. The other option would be a hydraulic disc brake. Of course, hydraulic disc brakes cost a little bit more. They do give you a good feeling. But when you're looking at a gravel bike under the $2,000 range, don't be scared of cable operated disc brakes. For a lot of us that have high-end braking systems, we're used to just a little touch does a lot of work. With a cable operated brake system, squeeze the lever, grab you a handful of brake, and it'll stop. So don't be scared of cable operated disc brakes. They work great. And if you happen to have TRP, to me that's one of my favorite cable operated disc brakes you can have. So anyway, mixed surface is a blast. If you're interested in a mixed surface bike, there's multiples of them, and I'd be glad to help you down that rabbit hole. If you happen to find a Fuji Jari, they make a fantastic mixed surface gravel bike. I think this bike is sitting around $1,750, so under $2,000. You got you a pretty bang up bike that you can ride pavement or dirt. So you can ride from your house down here. We've got the Biloxi Beach. The Biloxi Beach Boardwalk is not a purpose-built bicycle path, but it definitely opens up a lot of opportunities for something like this, where on my road bike, I'm not really interested in riding that on my road bike. I'm not interested in riding that on my mountain bike, but with a gravel bike or a mixed surface bike, I've got 40 plus miles of awesome terrain to ride. And you can get from here to the country roads, with a little bit of pavement. So mixed surface is where it's at. Questions on it, hit me up. Or better yet, come ride and experience with us. We usually do it Sunday mornings. Hit me up at Biloxi Bicycle Works and let's ride together.